Is there something that you do that the clients just go wow over?
Yeah, I mean, I think, funny enough, it's just the work. It's, more often than not, I get an all caps email back from the clients after they see the video. There may be a couple of notes, but like usually it's like, this isn't correct. Because again, it's a whole collaboration process. Like when it's really clear communication from idea creation to making the video to editing it, music, all that stuff. Because I'll give multiple music options that they can choose from. Like I really make it. I don't make it too hard on them with like decisions, but also like, hey, here's 3 music options. Tell me which one you like the best. So that instead of me just making that decision and I'm going like, I don't really like the song. I mean, you literally chose this song. So it's and that just comes from experience.
So the big question is this: how are creators like us, who aren't built for the 9-to-5, for the people who put their passion before them being comfortable, how do we turn that passion into a living that pays the bills and a life that we love? That is the question. This podcast will give you the answers. My name is Noah Mittman, and welcome to Conversations with Creators.
Good morning, it's Dr. Bill Williams on the Influencers Podcast. We're coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. It's the middle of spring break here in Atlanta, and we have kids running all over the place. How about your house? What I want to do today is bring on my friend, the Mountain Man. Yeah, I'm going to interview today Noah Mittman, founder and CEO of Snowman Films, and he's out there in Evergreen, Colorado. He lives in the mountains. He knows the mountains. I want him to tell us all about what the heck does he do in the mountains. Welcome to Influencers Podcast.
How's it going?
Noah, you're the man that people are going to have a little question about now with that intro.
Yeah, right. Well, it's funny you said spring break. We just got about 2 inches of snow last night, so
spring breakers are loving it.
Yeah, right. The snowboarding's good.
So I want to really welcome you to the Influencer Podcast. And you've been making films. You've been doing some unique things in the mountains of Colorado. So tell us how you got started, what was going on, the mountain marketing expert you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it started from, being in high school and seeing just my love for film. I saw the Matrix DVD that had like the behind the scenes, and just seeing how many people were on set and making this whole thing. I was like, oh my God, that's like the coolest thing ever. B, I could totally, do that. There's a lot of people that make movies. And so that's kind of when the career path was decided for me. I was lucky enough to find it in high school, and basically just wanted to, make as much cool shit as possible. And got my first camera for my 17th birthday, and here we are. So yeah, mountain marketing. I really feel like businesses need video more than ever, especially I think that's one thing that COVID really opened up for us was the understanding that video marketing is important. And you need to, have an online presence. So trying to, especially with, the community vibe that's in the mountains, really lifting up the community through video content and, spreading the word as much as you can, because I think nothing does that better than video.
Yeah, your story is really good. I like it. You follow your passion.
Yeah.
When I got out of college, I went to Europe for 10 weeks and toured and had a brand new camera. And of course it was an SLR back then. The video was not very popular. So I went around snapping pictures all over, riding the Euro trains and doing the things into the Swiss Alps, as a matter of fact. And
nice.
Wish I had a camera that was a video camera. That was such a gorgeous route to go through. But you got a camera, you went into the mountains and you started shooting. So what kind of specialty items are you going after? What are you doing that makes you different?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's generally my eye and my style. So when I started video, I was a parkour athlete for like 15 years. I've actually been on like 3 seasons as a Ninja Warrior. And so it started as just like I was the guy with the camera that was filming and having fun with everybody. and, took my inspirations from like extreme sports stuff, like natural circus, all that stuff, but just really trying to get just like cool shots. And then what that has translated to is an eye for, capturing businesses in an interesting and engaging way. Because when, I have the background of like dynamic videos. I like to say the only time I keep my camera on a tripod is for interviews. I don't shoot videos like, your classic news coverage where it's like the same 3 shots all the time. So it's just trying to, keep it interesting and engaging. And also there's, the understanding of how to do things correctly for social media. If you want to do reels, that's a really good way to go because that's kind of all the algorithms are happy with the reels, but that means you shoot vertically. Every video that goes online that's short form needs to have captions on it because a lot of people watch videos without sound. Have you ever been on a train or in a doctor's office where, you can't have sound on and you're bored? So if you don't have captions, somebody's going to skip over that video. But yeah, just different stuff like that, the kind of understanding where the videos are going to live and also how to make them interesting and engaging no matter what the subject matter is.
Yeah, did you ever have a time where, you had what's called a yard sale where you're doing motion down the slope or something, trying to catch up with a skier, and everybody has the yard sale, things go this way, that way, and all over the hill?
What's funny is I actually haven't shot a lot of mountain sports. Okay, so I'm starting with a GoPro, but like not a lot professionally. It's called Snowman Films. It's mostly actually because that's my sister's nickname for me. But yeah, so I see the title, kind of the greatest failure story. I think it's like a lot of people, it was COVID. I was doing 2018, 2019 were some of the best years in business because I was really kind of getting these live events ramped up to sell video marketing. I had these subscription packages going. And then in March 2020, lost 90% of my clients because nobody wanted to spend money on marketing. And, I spent a couple of years trying to get online courses off the ground. But again, I'd spent so many years trying to build a company with video that I didn't have that much time to be able to really put into online courses to make them as successful as they could be. So those pretty much failed completely. And then finally, I just held on. And in 2023, marketing started to pick back up again. Budget started to be there again. I somehow didn't declare bankruptcy. I was just patient with it. And finally, I've started growing again mid last year to this year. So I'm excited that people are willing to spend money on video again. And now, again, even with COVID, I think everybody understands the importance of it even more.
It sounds to me like weathering the storm, the snowstorm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, I've been out to Snowmass and Vail and Beaver Creek and Deer Valley, and I love the Rocky Mountains. I love the Wasatch Mountains, and you live in such a pretty area.
Oh yeah, it's vacation for a lot of people.
You wouldn't have to motivate me very hard to do the things that you're doing. It's just a wonderful part of the USA. What do you find that motivates you to work in the film industry?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. First of all, first and foremost, it's chasing the passion. I love making stuff. I love, just putting videos out that I enjoy making and that, are valuable to other people. So one, making in general is just like where I'm happiest. And two, really, again, helping the local community, helping the businesses in the mountains get to a higher level of marketing, get to a more effective level of marketing. Because, when the local businesses succeed, the community succeeds. And that's something that I think I'm really passionate about, is lifting up the community, because, we're within 2 towns of where we want to, settle down and get 10 acres of land and all that stuff. So being an important part of this community is awesome.
Do you do any work that highlights your own videos for yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you do more that's for clients and customers?
Great question. I would say it's about half and half. So obviously the customer videos are take kind of precedence because it's, money in the door and food on the table. But I definitely, I have my podcast Conversations with Creators, and one of the show, both interviews, and then I also just started a show called Snowman Summaries, which is basically I enjoy educating myself, and I also understand that a lot of people don't have time to watch like an hour long interview. So what I try to do is take the interviews or the podcasts or the books that I find most interesting and summarize them in like less than 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So it's kind of helping me learn and also putting out content for other people.
Yeah. A lot of people who are good at creating video content have turned inward, and they become influencers as well as producing content for others.
Yeah, because I think it's half and half. Like you really, you have your client work, which is great, but then also what I've found too is something that kind of helps me avoid burnout is, even if it means more work, which it is, creating stuff for myself that I think is cool and that I, and again, it's value driven. Like, I'm not making, it's basically like, I started with what I was doing in life, which is parkour stuff and extreme sports, which you can definitely find on, if you search my YouTube channel backwards, you can find all my parkour stuff. But now that I have the, family and doing other stuff, like we're constantly in a growth mindset. We try to be as a family. And so, helping get to the next level, helping, all that stuff, my mindset, I want to be able to pass on to others. So I feel like that with the content helps, and I'm happy to put it out, and it's fun for me. I get to, insert memes and different GIFs and stuff and have fun with it. And yeah, it's, leaving a positive impact on, through the content that I make.
Would you say there's anything that you do specifically that's kind of like your success secret?
Yeah, actually. So I was thinking about this when I got the question earlier. And so there's actually, in terms of making videos, there's 5 kind of steps to having a successful mindset about it. So the first step on it is writing. So I definitely script out like all my stuff. Otherwise, I'm sitting in front of a camera with nothing to talk about, you're definitely lost. I know that feeling. So I try to follow a formula for the videos that are trying to give value. So step 1 for that is your hook, which is saying the title of your video right away and what to expect, to like set expectations. Then you can come in with your bumper, which is like your title with music, or whatever it is. It can even just be like a photo. Step 3 is your intro. So this is talking about who you are, what the channel is about. Then step 4 is your actual content. So this is delivering on the value that you promised at the beginning. Step 5 is, I like to do the question of the day, because this kind of pushes engagement. Hey, buddy. Make it easy to answer. Step 6 is your outro / call to action. So, it's only video marketing if you're getting people to try and do a thing, to learn more about your business or whatever. So that's your call to action. And then step 7, which a lot of people forget because of this is how social media works. I like to freeze for my thumbnail, which is basically going like, so you do that, you take a screenshot of it, and that's your thumbnail that you can then, because a good thumbnail is basically like your email subject line on getting people to click on it.
Yeah, instead of you're sitting there like this.
Yeah, exactly. It can be high energy, weirdly having your mouth open because it subconsciously makes people want to hear what you're saying. So that's for the writing aspect of it. So that's the first kind of thing. Second one is shooting. A lot of people are scared of filming, and I say just use your phone. There's a reason you spent over $1,000 on whatever phone you have. Mostly it's the camera. It's good quality. You can just start with your camera. Next is editing. You can use free editing tools that are out there. I like DaVinci Resolve. which is definitely a professional level one. But you can start with like, Adobe Premiere Rush or something because you can basically, when you're shooting, you're worried about being perfect, right? When you're editing, you can literally cut out anything that's bad, anything you don't want to use. So you can literally make as many mistakes as you want shooting if you know how to edit. So you don't have to worry about being perfect, which is great. Next step from editing is uploading. And this is basically, weirdly enough, I've had clients that didn't upload videos. And I was like, after a couple of months, I was like, how are the videos doing for you? And they're like, well, I'm going to upload them. I'm like, how do you think this works? Like, your videos need to be online. It does nothing just sitting on your phone. So you have to hit upload, even if it's scary. It's okay.
They're potential energy. I'm waiting for them to grow interest.
and what's funny is like we're literally at the opposite side of that, where we're live right now, which is great because I love going live because it's just you are who you are and you'll get the fans you get, and there's no hiding.
Yeah, and I promise I don't edit, so that's
I barely knew on my podcast.
What are you going to do? We saw my kids come in a little while ago, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, and my kid came in too. Like but that's the thing. That's part of life, and that's it's all good. I've been going live on Twitch a lot, and that's very much just like here's because you're live for like 3 hours. But yeah, so gotta upload, and then the main thing with all this whole process is do it and then repeat. So write, shoot, edit, upload, repeat. Because making one video is a good start, but you need to be consistently, and this with the podcast, you need to be consistently in front of your audience to really make that impact. And what I always say to clients that I'm pitching or even that I'm working with is like, if you make I never guarantee success with anything that we do. That's stupid, but if you're making consistent videos and putting them out, that gives you the best possible chance of succeeding in your marketing.
That's a great list of things that you call your secret sauce. I mean, it's a real clear picture that you're painting.
Yeah, it's just doing it. You gotta do it.
Follow the way that the experts do it. Don't just kind of wing it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too with the writing is like, I can't tell you how many videos I've seen that are rambling about their dog for 2 minutes before they get. I'm like, no, get into the fucking content and just like give the people what they want.
I'm out. Don't do anything but just get to the point.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the motto? Anything particular for your company?
Yeah, weirdly, so I saw Greatest Showman when it came out, and the song "Come Alive" really, really like hit with me. So, because I think video is what makes companies or people or whatever come alive. It's literally the video version of yourself is the closest you get to connecting with somebody. So, what I like to say is we make companies come alive through video.
Nice. Why would somebody in a sentence buy from you?
Oh man, the experience. I am able to use. I've been doing this for over 15 years, and I really understand a lot of different elements that go into it. So, like, no matter where you want to put video content, I will understand the right way to make it for you. The proper, I can figure out the audience with you. Like, I just have been doing this for a long time. So, and what I like to say is I don't make bad work. So no matter what, it'll be cool. It'll, two things. One, it'll be cool. Two, it will have the message that you want in it, because I'm not just, here's what we're going to do and listen to me. Like, it's very much a collaborative process with me. Because that, at the end of the day, when the client succeeds, we succeed. So, I like having the success stories. I have a ton of testimonials of people, and I love having that impact.
Yeah, you really do seem like you have the experience to understand the need, the job, the technique.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was a young dentist, I looked at the friends around me that had been there in practice 5 years, and I go, man, these guys are really smart. And then once I had reached that 5-year level, I looked around and go, yeah, these guys didn't know as much as I thought they knew. And then at 10 years, I go, man, they're really stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you
Well,
learn,
nothing beats experience, honestly. And like, it's weird. It's funny. Like, I know I'm also like relatively at the beginning of the career, like, 15 years in of like, say, a 50 or 60 year career, I'm still at the beginning. So I'm constantly learning, but I definitely am confident that I can help businesses just because I've also had, like, when you get enough success stories and like testimonials of people, like, that's what I love asking for them. Honestly, I'm like, worst case, they say no. Best case, I get to hear, that I'm hearing and that I'm doing a good job. And that's really nice.
absolutely. Testimonials are like gold.
Oh,
Who's
that's
your-
amazing.
Who's your ideal client right now?
Yeah. I would say, any, I'm not sure of a revenue level, but just businesses that are based in the mountains of Colorado, that could, I live in Evergreen. That can be anywhere from like Golden to Evergreen to Winter Park, all that stuff, that are interested in growing their marketing online, because you can definitely, there's still the magazines and stuff up here, but like, if you're going to do social media, if you're going to do digital marketing, video is the way to do it, and nobody does it better than me. So I love it. I have fun with it, and when you're having fun with it, it shows in the work.
So you got to find the clients. What's your technique?
Yeah, that's holy shit. That's a great question. So, couple of things that I'm doing. There are Facebook groups that are community specific. So there's like a whole bunch of mountain Facebook groups that I will post all, work, testimonials, all that stuff in. Just to, again, it's the whole top of mind thing. So I'm practicing when I preach too. I'm putting out, several videos a week. I'm actually posting. I've been on a mission for the last month, and today's going to be another day of it, of scheduling LinkedIn posts every single day. Because LinkedIn is Facebook, but for people with money. And so having a good presence there, when I'm doing my reach out on LinkedIn to business owners, they can see that I have consistent videos that I'm, practicing when I preach. And also I'm learning, that the only way that you can get better is by doing a lot of it, right? Being on the ground doing it. So seeing what, posts are doing well, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. It's all just, it's kind of a game for me of like what can work in marketing. So yeah, Facebook groups for your local area, reaching out through LinkedIn search. I've even gotten tagged and stuff, word of mouth is definitely good, but it's all social media driven.
If you're found on the Influencer Podcast, it's because you have a LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, exactly.
It stands out.
Hey friends, it's your podcast buddy Noah Midman here, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about one of my passion projects, my clothing brand, Clothing for Creators. Roll the tape. If my life were a movie, the hero's big speech would end with, "Stop waiting, start creating." Because that's the drive behind my story. Like when I couldn't afford to finish film school. So instead, I started my own production company and gave myself a trial by fire YouTube business degree. And it's not just me with these kinds of stories. There is this growing movement of passionate, creative, flow state writing, hustling, persistent creators and entrepreneurs that are taking the internet and the world by storm.
Everybody told me I wasn't going to be able to make any money as an artist. Now, 15 years later, I've worked on 3 continents. I do own my house, my shop, I'm booked out 8 months ahead. I don't subscribe to being a starving artist.
Creativity and I are very deep, dark lovers. I've just decided I'm just going to make stuff. And even if it's not perfect, like, it's getting made.
You're gonna think that there's right answers and there's not. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's just throw dye on it and it'll look great.
You don't need rules some old guy in a suit made up. You don't need anyone telling you that your voice doesn't matter. We are makers, creative types, side hustlers, doers. Why? Because we get shit done.
The most important thing every single day is just to get your shit done.
Just keep doing it, keep producing, keep creating, and as you do that, you're going to start becoming the person that you want to be.
Don't be scared to try. Commit. You can't half-ass do something. We're full-ass around here.
So there's a film you need to make, a company you need to create, a voice you need to share, a product you know the world needs. Put all of yourself into it until anyone who has ever doubted you starts asking you for a job. Then you get to play for a living. You get to create community, partnerships, collaborations, building bonds with people that like the same stuff you like. You get to live with your heart on your sleeve, a smile on your face, and a solid answer to when anybody asks, why do you do what you do?
Sometimes you have to say fuck all the rules to get something that you really need to get out of yourself.
You don't need the opinion of the old guy in the suit.
You have to give yourself permission to just go. A little less conversation, a little more action.
Clothing for creators. Go check out snowmanfilms.shop today. Hey there, fellow creatives. Conversations with Creators dives deep into the minds of successful filmmakers, artists, musicians, and all-around awesome people. We are looking for some kick-ass sponsors to help us keep this show on the road. If you want to reach a tribe of dedicated listeners who are just as passionate about creating as you are, then look no further. Our audience is full of people who appreciate a good laugh and are always on the lookout for new ways to fuel their creativity. So, let's team up and create some magic together. We'll work with you to make sure that your brand is showcased in the best light possible. And who knows, maybe we'll even become lifelong friends. Just imagine, years from now, we'll be reminiscing about the good old days when we first teamed up to take the world by storm. Send us an email at noah@snowmanfilms.net to say hey and get the ball rolling. Now back to the episode.
So it worked, right? Like
99% of all my influencer podcast guests I get through LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn's great. And, I have really started taking it seriously in the last month or two. I've been on it for years and years, but, the posting every day, the changing it up, doing polls and stuff, it's a really interesting place. And I'm also, I do part of what I'm doing on Twitch is, because I'm doing the work anyway, I'm teaching editing. Which again, it may not be video marketing specific, but it is showing that I know what I'm talking about when I'm teaching, concepts, because people that want to learn editing, perfect. They can see that. People that don't care about and just want me to do it for them, they're like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm teaching this stuff online.
Yeah, that's a wonderful segue to the next question about the top skills you have. You talked about all these things earlier. And you just mentioned video editing that you're teaching. One of the joys I had as a dentist was teaching other dentists how to be better dentists.
Oh, 100%.
And if you learn it well enough to teach somebody else, then patients or customers, in your case, they're aware that you're the one that teaches the people to do the job, and that elevates you.
Well, that was a cool thing too. Like one of my biggest influences is Gary Vaynerchuk. And his whole thing is, document, don't create. So you can create off of the documentation, but for me, I'm doing the work anyway. I'm editing for clients, I'm editing for myself. So setting up a Twitch account, I'm actually close to being an affiliate, which is cool because eventually I can make money from Twitch. But, just literally going live while I'm editing, and talking through what I'm doing. That's how I learned originally. I literally sat behind one of my buddies who was a better editor than I was and just watched him work and ask questions. And that, I can't tell you how much that opened stuff up for me. Not you can learn all the key commands and stuff, but it's really just the concept that if you want something to happen in editing, you have to make it happen. It's everything is changeable. So that was big for me. So being able to pass that on to other people, and even, when I know when somebody asks a good question in the stream and I can answer it, I can clip that becomes content that I can then, make into shorts. So it's just kind of a win-win all around.
You said the magic word a moment ago. You said affiliates. One of the things that influencers do is they have the use of their affiliate power to share with influencers and create a steady income for themselves. So, it's just another way that we can win in the world, and bringing more affiliate programs to life so people understand them. That's part of what the Influencers podcast is all about. So nice. You mentioned one of our our keywords as we go forward. Here's a question that a lot of people want to know. How do you integrate AI into your daily workflow?
And I will tell you, I do.
It's not going to ever stop. So we have to bring it on.
The biggest thing I use it for is copywriting. So, when actually it's funny, a fair amount of my LinkedIn posts, when it's, when there's a caption or there's a question, I'm using ChatGPT for a lot of it because I'm not a copywriter and I know it's one of those things I know I don't have the gift of like putting together the perfect sentence to capture somebody. But when ChatGPT gives me options, I can play with that. Obviously, I don't like copy paste directly, but like I use it as inspiration to get me started. So for one, my copy on posts. Two, big one is on my website doing blogs. So I know that for SEO, for Google, making Google happy, and getting more inbound stuff than me, doing outbound work to get customers, the website needs to be active. So again, once a month, I'll take, or even I think I'm scheduled out through May already. I do 2 blog posts a week using, so I go through answerthepublic.com, which gives me ideas for, what the internet's asking for. Then I will plug that question or that, topic into ChatGPT and it comes up, with some stuff. I tweak that. I put that on the website, and just like that, I'm posting 4 times a week because I do Monday, Wednesday blog posts, and then I have Friday and Monday now podcast episodes that are also, there's a feed going to the website. So the website's very active, and a lot of that is through AI.
Yeah, you really did identify some very significant things to enhance your personal brand.
Yeah, and I don't see it as stealing any jobs or being freakish. It's the best way that I've heard it explained is like it's all like creatives are never going to go away. We have AI actually has made the tools that we use so much easier. Like Canva.com, being able to one click remove a background on a photo for a thumbnail. I used to have to literally trace in Photoshop. Yeah. It took, 20 damn minutes to do it. Now I can just one click in Photoshop and the AI, figures that out. That's insane. It's all tools. It's not going to,
I like it.
The spoon comes in.
I like it.
Dude, I'm on a podcast.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, it's just, I'm not worried because, AI will never replace the style of how humans create. But again, it makes being able to get AI quick captions done in CapCut is amazing. I used to, again, have to go through rev.com, submit it, pay $1 for every minute of captions, plug those in manually. It was a pain in the ass. And now I can literally just one click and it's like nearly perfect. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a learned tool that we have to incorporate. That's the problem.
100%.
Do not ignore it. That's the lesson. You got a couple of well-defined products and services that you offer people?
Yeah. The biggest thing is as I talked about in 2018, 2019, video subscription service. So I talked about, doing, being consistent with stuff. Our kind of flagship product or service, if you will, is making monthly videos for clients. So, we sign 6-month or a year contracts. They get discounts for the longer they sign up with us because, I want them to save money and I know that I have consistent work. And yeah, we, whether it's 1 or 2 or 4 videos a month at different levels, that locks customers into the mindset that they have to do this consistently, which I'm the biggest fan of because I know that's the best way that you can succeed with video.
Sounds like a total winner to me.
And everybody understands subscriptions. Everybody has subscriptions now, especially with streaming. Like it's an easy to understand concept. But yeah, you have a subscription for your marketing. We're going to do this every.
Yeah. You got to be consistent, or you're wasting your money anyway.
100%.
So you might as well go with a subscription that pays you money.
Yeah.
What about the 5-star experience? Is there something that you do that the clients just go wow over?
Yeah, I mean, I think, funny enough, it's just the work. It's, more often than not, I get an all caps email back from the clients after they see the video. There may be a couple of notes, but like usually it's like, this isn't correct. Because again, it's a whole collaboration process. Like when it's really clear communication from idea creation to making the video to editing it, music, all that stuff. Because I'll give multiple music options that they can choose from. Like I really make it. I don't make it too hard on them with like decisions, but also like, hey, here's 3 music options. Tell me which one you like the best. So that instead of me just making that decision and I'm going like, I don't really like the song. I mean, you literally chose this song. So it's just, and that just comes from experience. But yeah, getting that
royalty-free music, or
of course, yeah. Artlist.io. Artlist is the go-to source. Artlist is, I believe, about $200 a year, whereas other music websites sometimes it's $200 a song.
Wow.
Yeah, and the quality of music is crazy. It's just getting better and better. Artlist changed the game, 100%.
Artlist music.
Artlist.io is such a good resource.
Good resource. What about brand ambassadors? Do you find that you have people that get to be your clients and then they just start recommending you and you get referrals?
Oh, 100%. And I've even reverse engineered that with the testimonials. So like, when I have, so I'll give you a specific story. So, I did a Thanksgiving video for a restaurant locally called Cactus Jack's, and they've been doing this meal for 20 plus years, where they give a free buffet of Thanksgiving food on Thanksgiving Day. They basically just said, hey, we just did an announcement video. I shared that in a couple of mountain Facebook groups, and in the mountain, it didn't get millions of views, but it got 15,000 views. So, that was vastly more than any video that they've put up on their profile. So, I was like, oh shit, this did really well. Let me go talk to them about this. So basically whenever, I'm also constantly monitoring client accounts, and, when something goes really well, we document it, and then they become brand ambassadors just by me posting them talking about the experience. It's like, when it works and wins, you just got to document it, and that's another piece of content.
Well, a video in a hometown.
Oh, massive.
With people that that's
Exactly.
much better than stock video that you don't know anybody and they look
Or
fake.
just a photo. Like, there's personality behind it. There's, clean audio. There's, all the things that, you love about that person and that business comes through. Comes through absolutely the most effectively with video.
Yeah, and I would think it's a pretty closed community out there in the mountains.
Oh, it is. Yeah, for sure. You got to earn the respect. You got to earn the, everything is earned, especially because, it is kind of a tourist town. So the locals, yeah, exactly.
It's nothing against them.
I want it to be successful, but not too successful. We don't need more people. No, but no, I mean, people come in and sell in the restaurants, and, I'm also working with the Evergreen Chamber of Commerce. So like skating on the lake and all that stuff. It's just a great community.
So tell us what you're grateful for today, being that this is spring break for us. I don't know.
Yeah. Man, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful to be on this show. I think this is awesome, and I love that you're, putting people on like this. I am grateful for being able to do what I love for work. I think that's, I'd say it's a gift, but also you got to work your ass off for it. But no, I mean, having a passion that I'm excited to work my ass off on is fantastic. Like, that's the coolest thing for me, is like, I get to get up, I get to, make stuff for a living. It is working. And then obviously, who I'm doing this all for is the family. I got a wife and a 7-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, and being able to, a lot of it is I'm able to work from home too. When I'm editing, I get to be a dad and work. I'm tired at the end of the day, but like, it's a good life.
It's nice that they can hang out with you. Working from home is beautiful.
Yeah.
What time do you normally get up? I got you up a little earlier today, I bet.
Oh, man, this is normal for me. Yeah, so I, a couple years ago, realized that I actually feel better when I get up at 5 a.m. I got up at 5 a.m. for a while, was doing good. I kind of, you go back, back and forth a list. I started getting up at like 7 or 8, and literally I have more energy. I'm more productive. You get tired earlier, which lets the cycle continue. So getting up at 5 has been a big unlock.
You sleep better when you don't have such a late sleep.
Oh, 100%. And it gives me, freaking 2 hours before these little munchkins get up, and my life gets 10 times more complicated.
Yeah, and they're starting to go off to school too.
We're homeschooling, actually.
Oh, you're double dipping there.
Yeah, I'm not teaching. They have a program called Acellus, but they're home, and it's great. They get outside time every day, and a lot of reasons to homeschool. But yeah, it's nice having them around, and it's definitely it's a lot of work for sure.
Well, that more power to you. I tell you what, homeschooling is frightful for a lot of people, but
I bet, yeah, 100%.
There are a lot of good programs that guide you, right?
And that's like, we wouldn't be able to do it if we had to teach the kids. There's no way, absolutely not. So they have literally full on video lessons, teachers doing the whole thing. They have a whole system that they use. It's fantastic. And yeah, so Acellus Power Homeschool is amazing. It's really let us do, raise them how we want.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, looking back at your life, if you started over again and at 20 years old, would you give the same advice of follow the path I followed, or did you do something different?
Oh, yeah. Actually, it's funny too, because I thought about this one a bit, and advice is basically just keep being creative, because that's where I'm happiest. Following what you enjoy, not, really actively not settling in life, because I think a lot of people do for the easy path. And, life's definitely hard sometimes, but man, when we get to create our own schedule, get to work on what we want. And the other thing too is, I think that is an issue for a lot of people right now is you have to work hard. Like getting used to grinding and working hard, and just the mindset that like this isn't going to be easy, and nobody said it was going to be easy, but that's what it takes to follow your passion and keep going with it. And then, there's an awesome Gary Vee line that I just so connected with years ago, which is focus on what you're good at. Focus on what you're good at and realize what you suck at, and don't focus on those things, or delegate those things. So there's over the years, there's been a lot of stuff that I'm like, I'm just not that good at this. When the growth comes that I know it's going to come later this year, and I'm going to need to bring on employees, because that's, where I'm aiming. I'm not a good manager. So I have actually an investor who's kind of building into being the COO of the company. He's going to be managing the people for me so that I can focus on the creative and on the sales. So yeah, focus on what you're good at, follow your passion, and know that it's going to be harder work than you think it is.
So it sounds like your goal is to become an industrial powerhouse, not just a solo artist.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Another kind of quote that really resonates with me is, "It needs to be bigger than me to succeed."
Mm-hmm. Well, more power to you there. I think that's the goal. I thought myself that I would go through my dental career at one level, and it took very little thinking to get to the point where this is not what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Be a solo guy. And so I was a group practice for most of my career, and achieved levels of growth far, far beyond most expectations. So I applaud your wish to do that. And I know it gives you a lot more freedom when you initially achieve that. So that's one of the goals I guess you have, is to achieve a little more freedom.
My son's having a blasting his hand on the camera.
I love having them in the picture. That's fun. Now we're doing the same thing a few minutes ago, as you know.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I agree. It's, there's only so big that you can achieve by yourself with growth, and that kind of growth is hard, I will say, but definitely, knowing that you can surround yourself with a team that can get you to the next level is a huge unlock.
Do you have anything that you want to be specifically remembered for when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I think just, legacy. It's, the internet's going to be around, and my journey is going to be cataloged.
And the children will be cataloged.
And the kids, yeah. Well, and that's a cool thing, too, for legacy is like
they're going to see everything from their dad all the way through.
Like, it's not, they're going to be able to see me young. They're going to be able to see what got me excited. Like, how many of us, don't even know what our parents do sometimes. And my whole career is going to be on the internet and documented as I get older. And they can see the hard work that went into it and all that stuff. I think it's just, there's no downside to it.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting software products that we're developing is a life diary.
Yeah.
So we catalog everything that we've done and put it there for a legacy to be shown off.
100%. Well, because it was interesting. I was listening to a podcast yesterday that was the original reason that books were written. Was like you have a 50-year career and then you put your life's work into a book that then the next generation can use. That was like how books started. And I love that idea.
Why not?
Yeah, pass on the stuff you've learned. That's how we move forward.
Let's talk about how we can support you and links to get to you, where we would find your videos to watch some of their examples of your work.
Absolutely. So it's really easy. All of my stuff is at solo.to, SOLO.to/Snowman Films. That is links to all my socials, links to my podcasts. You can come, links to my Twitch. You can come hang out live with me and ask editing questions. My clothing line, Clothing for Creators, is there. And my website, if you want to actually work with me and do video marketing, is all at solo.to/Snowman Films.
Solo.to/what?
Snowman Films. Just like the name of the company.
I'll put that in the show notes so people can actually see it.
Thank you. And it branches off. I love it because that's one link and it branches off to everything that I do. So, however you like to consume content or if you want to get in contact, it's all there.
Excellent. And I'll also put your LinkedIn connection link.
Yeah. Totally.
What would you have to say about your experience on the Influencer podcast today?
Oh, this has been fantastic, man. You ask great questions and really dive into both the business and personal side. And it's an awesome show, man. I love what you're doing.
Yeah, we love to highlight people as well as their professions or their careers or companies. I think the people are the most interesting part of the podcast anytime. What makes that guy tick and what drives you, things like that. So
yeah,
I want to give you the final word, then I'll come back and we'll talk about some of the things that I'm doing.
Oh, you're still alive. Final word. Find what you love and let it kill you.
Now, I got to take exception to one thing. I love skiing, and it almost killed me, but it didn't. I found out.
Listen, not the worst. I mean, obviously, you don't want to go early, but if you die doing something that you love, that's not a bad way to go out.
I broke ribs on Rolex skiing and steamboat.
Oh man, that's not fun.
Rolex, it was a black diamond. I'm not a black.
That's little. Yeah, you realize you're one of the black diamond skier about halfway down, huh?
Yeah. As I was hurtling down on my ribs, it was like this wasn't a good idea.
We just started 2 seasons ago going into the trees, and it is super exciting and amazing, and also terrifying sometimes.
Yeah, Sonny Bono, extremely a good example of why that can be dangerous.
Yeah, 100%.
It's been an exciting time having you on the show. I want to thank you.
Yeah, I had a blast, man. I appreciate it.
So, Noah, thank you very much for being a guest on the Influencer Podcast. I'm glad your kids are being homeschooled and doing well, and looking forward to keeping up with you and watching your videos.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next Influencer Podcast. This is Dr. Bill Williams on Influencer Podcast live from Atlanta, Georgia.